Welcome to My Name is Spike. My name is Spike, and I'm going to speak up and talk clearly so that the audio actually comes through. And like the last two videos and other videos I have recorded natively on the headset, where the game was so freaking loud you couldn't hear anything I said. So I'm hoping if I speak up like a thespian actor, everything will come through. If you sense a little frustration, I'm just letting you know I'm going to buzz through this storyline just because I want to see the end. So I'm skipping side missions. Sorry if that makes anybody angry. I apologize. There's actually videos out there you can watch that will let you see all the completionist kind of thing. I just want to get to the story and just be done with this game. Ready at Dawn Games will never see another dime from me. And at all costs, if I can avoid playing on an Airlink, I 100% will. If there were realistically a number above 100%, I will 1,000% never play on Airlink again. It is the buggiest bullshit I have ever seen. Look at my hands. Look at this. Look at how horrible everything is jumpy. So I'm sorry to start off negative. I'm happy you guys came. About the 15, 20 people that watch. If you're like me and you just want to see the end of the story, let's do that. I'm not going to talk a whole lot. That's cool. I love the drones. It's a beautiful game, but I wish they had put the commitment into the graphics, into the fucking gameplay, into the actual, so frustrated. Look, what is my body doing? Anyways, the compression, the tweaking of the graphics and everything. It's just terrible. My machine plays everything perfectly fine. Everything comes out normal. This game, for some reason, just doesn't. So we're just going to do main storylines, and we're just going to get through this thing as fast as we can. And I apologize. I'm really sorry for being so frustrated and come off negative. I have so precious few moments to play VR. And to spend it on a game that is so fucking buggy. What is it doing? And like just there, that little skip right there, guys, for no reason, it just went to like loading. It went to a loading screen for no reason. Unless it's a weird transition. I don't think this game had transitions. Like I said, I'm going to try to be less salty, guys. I apologize. Thanks for coming along. If you're still here after all that saltiness, fantastic. I thank you. Let's just see the end of this whole story. Maybe if we get... Did it again. It just keeps going to a loading screen over and over again. I did such a good job with the sound. Oh, the massive delay.
Hello, Jack. If you're looking for the captain, she's in the workshop with Dr. Harlan.
I reduced down the level of noise, so I'm hoping my voice is going to come through pretty well.
What is that? A motion detection system?
One of several independent sensors rigged to trigger detonation.
So it won't release the spores until it detects something they can feed on? Jack, there you are.
Good. He's finally here.
What?
Dr. Harlan and I were just giving this torpedo the once-over while we waited.
Learn anything useful?
Yeah. It's a death trap.
Not that that's anything he has to worry about.
You're an asshole.
Now then, are we ready to begin?
Affirmative.
Yeah.
I'm ready. That is assuming all the details have been sorted out.
Yes, everything's in order. Let's proceed.
Hold on. There's still some particulars that need ironing out here.
There are always going to be unknowns. That's just something we have to accept.
Let's assume this works. Let's assume we open another anomaly and send Jack's consciousness back to the past. What exactly is he supposed to do when he gets there?
Locate an undetonated biomass torpedo and sample the genetic material inside.
So you can use the data to create a cure. Right. I get that. I'm saying, how is he supposed to do it? It's not like he can physically bring the sample back with him. And if he's in a combat shell, it won't be fitted to do a medical scan. How will he collect the data?
He'll have to improvise, of course.
Apollo?
Greetings, Captain Rhodes. I have analyzed the situation and would like to propose a solution.
It's good to see you too.
We can exchange more formal pleasantries later if you like, Captain. For now, if you would please proceed to the holotable.
All right, Apollo, let's hear it. How does Jack get the data from the biomass incubator?
According to Jack's memory logs, the last anomaly caused his protocols to transfer into a Series 10 combat shell. This unit was equipped with a threat scanner, which could be reconfigured to gather data on biomass specimens. Once we've successfully located a biomass torpedo, I will repurpose his threat scanner to collect data from the incubator inside. The collected data should then easily transfer back with us.
It will be good to have your expertise.
You're going too.
A copy of my protocols has already been integrated into Jack's architecture. I see no reason why we would not be transported together.
And how do we know you'll be transported to the right time and place?
If we create an anomaly precisely the same way as we did before, isn't it reasonable to assume we would get a similar result?
That would be my assessment as well, based on our previous experience. So long as we closely replicate the conditions that caused your previous jump through time, I expect the result to be nearly identical.
In other words, they should arrive at roughly the same time and place where your android first saw the torpedo.
And once they've got the data, how do we get them back?
Apollo, any theories?
According to the FTL's output logs,
Excuse me? You're reading our logs?
well, they are not encrypted. As I was saying, according to the logs, the moment the FTL drive was disengaged, Jack's consciousness returned automatically.
That's correct. Dr. Harlan and I believe Jack's time in the past is directly correlated to the state of the FTL drive. In essence, Jack, the longer the drive here remains active, the more time you'll have in the past.
We'll keep it running for as long as we can. Give you as much time as possible.
The Astraeus fuel cell is exceedingly efficient and will most likely last long enough for us to locate an incubator and collect the relevant data.
Once we disengage the FTL, you should be returned to the present time.
Should? You're going to have to do a bit better than should.
This is time travel we're talking about. All we have are best guesses.
Liv, there's far too much that we do not know about how these anomalies work. But your safety is my primary concern, and this is your best chance of survival.
This is the only way we get a cure. The only way we survive. You, me, everyone.
All right, Jack. You've clearly made up your mind already.
Pretty much.
I just wish we had a better plan than shoving you in an anomaly and hoping it all works out.
Juno, prep the engineering bay.
Right away, Doctor.
Jack,
Yes.
Liv, we have to do this. It's the only way to find a cure for your biomass infection.
yeah, and I suppose saving the whole rest of humanity is kind of important too. Just make sure you come back safely,
No promises.
all right?
Is that an order, Captain?
Well, technically we're both captains, remember?
It's true.
But yes, that is an order.
Acknowledged, Captain. I will do everything in my power to return safely.
The engineering bay is prepped and ready.
Good. Seal all the ship's bulkheads. We cannot risk any accidental contamination once we begin.
Of course, Doctor. Jack, please enter the control room and the engineering bay below. This way. The control room is right through this door. Sealing the engineering bay now. Engineering bay sealed.
Dr. Harlan? Any inspiring words?
No.
We all believe in you, Jack. To varying degrees.
Your confidence is appreciated.
Can we get started?
Right away, Doctor. Jack, please adjust the dials to connect the fuel cell conduits to the drive core.
They're connected already. Oh.
First conduit connection complete. Both conduit connections are complete.
We are ready to release the ticks into the engineering bay. Once you engage the FTL, they should begin feeding on it and create an anomaly, just like before.
Jack, are you ready for us to release the ticks?
Ready to proceed, Juno.
Acknowledged.
Were the lights supposed to turn off like that?
Don't worry. We're just rerouting power so the ticks can only feed on the FTL drive.
Makes sense.
Stand by. Releasing tick specimens.
Well, I certainly seem to have their attention.
Once you engage the drive, they should be drawn to the FTL. All systems are awaiting ignition.
Do it! Engage the FTL. Now!
FTL drive engaged. Biomass FTL interaction confirmed. The ticks are affecting the drive stability.
Here goes. Stay safe, Jack.
Of course, Liv.
Anomalous readings detected.
Take care of him, Apollo.
I shall do my utmost, Captain.
Anomalous readings striking.
Good luck, Jack.
We have arrived. What is your status?
Core systems appear operational.
Good. We must keep in mind, this combat shell was not designed for biomass engagement. Any contact with the infestation will render us immediately inoperable.
So buggy.
Where should we begin searching?
Undetermined. I'll scan the area for identifiable landmarks.
There was a transmission from a Delta member as we arrived. Did you hear it as well?
Affirmative. They are continuing to broadcast. I'll patch them in now.
Kronos 2 wreckage. Currently assessing biotorpedoes in the area.
I recognize this unit as Delta 6.
Interesting. It appears this Delta 6 has already located several torpedoes. Reaching their location may be our most expedient option.
Let's go.
They said they're located at the wreckage of the Kronos 2. How far are we?
At minimum, we are within comms range. The distance should be manageable. We should first clear ourselves of this debris, then see if the signal strengthens. However, we should check your equipment before we go. I will do my best to keep this expedient. Let's begin with your shielding. This unit has been optimized for combat scenarios and is capable of regenerating its shield without the use of external chargers. However, a significant delay is required for the process to begin after sustaining damage. You may need to exercise patience.
Understood.
Next is your armament. This unit is equipped with an M19C repeater, designation Pulsar. Jack, are you comfortable wielding a firearm?
I'm accustomed to operating new tools. I'm certain learning to use this armament will be no different.
Very well. I shall construct a brief simulation so that you may familiarize yourself with the device. Your armament is now unlocked. Open fire on the targets.
I got a gun.
Targets eliminated. Unfortunately, should we encounter ticks, it is unlikely they will be quite so docile.
Overheated.
These targets should provide a close approximation to tick activity. As such, successfully hitting a given target may require you to aim ahead of its movement. The ionized bolts of your armament are surprisingly slow. Though I suppose that is acceptable for weaponry of this century. Fire continuously at this last target. Make no consideration for accuracy. Overheat detected. Notably, each firing of your weapon causes a portion of energy to be retained as excess heat. Without sufficient time to cool, this buildup will exceed maximum operating temperature, leading to an emergency venting cycle.
Can this be averted?
Yes. Firing in controlled bursts is the most efficient way to do so. However, you may use the button on your wrist to manually vent any heat within the unit. But this choice should be made tactically. The weapon will remain inoperable while venting.
Understood.
Excellent. Lastly, we need to inspect your threat scanner.
It's what we'll use to scan the biomass's base genetic material, correct?
Indeed. However, until we locate a viable torpedo, we shall instead rely on its original functionality, identifying nearby hostiles. To that end, I have optimized the device's settings to our mission parameters. Once activated, it will emit a single sensor pulse, followed by a brief recharge cycle. Try doing so now. Your threat scanner is a critical component to completing our mission. Please test it now. Hostile identified. A tick just beyond the bulkhead. It appears dormant for the time being.
Can it be avoided?
Given the surrounding topography, no. Though your strategy is sound, armament from this era won't be particularly effective against any form of the biomass.
Very well. I am ready to engage. Can you unlock the harness?
Done. Now that you are free, I must advise, operating your firearm will produce substantial recoil. I strongly encourage you to brace by maintaining a firm grip on nearby surfaces.
Acknowledged.
I believe that once we clear the wreckage, we should have sufficient room to maneuver and avoid further ticks. However, direct confrontation is currently our only option. Threat neutralized. Well done, Jack. Warning. I am detecting extreme levels of radiation in the surrounding area.
A Series 10 Echo unit shell from Delta Squad.
As anticipated, the biomass has been difficult to combat. I suspect we will find more losses as we continue. Shields at 95%. Shields at 30%.
Another shell from Delta Squad.
Damage is severe. An emergency reboot would have been required.
If I step out there, I start getting the radio.
The wreckage ahead contains a shielded view pane. It should offer full protection while allowing us to identify the source of radiation.
The Estrella appears to be the source of radiation.
The main reactor. I estimate it will continue burning for several months. We should keep moving.
What is that? Oh, shit. So much dialogue in this game, guys. I'm almost afraid to talk, just so I don't cut the dialogue off. Oh shit.
That sudden dispersion of energy was quite effective. I advise adding that technique to your tactical database, or the civilian equivalent thereof.
My memory archive will suffice.
The debris field ahead offers far less protection from radiation. Extra precaution will be needed to stay out of the light. Furthermore, I am detecting a significant biomass presence. I strongly advise frequent use of your threat scanner to plan an optimal route.
Oh shit.
Acknowledged.
It would appear Delta Squad has become familiar with the operation of the torpedoes. Perhaps that is what caused their vessel to crash.
Given that they began investigating the torpedoes in close proximity, that result is highly probable.
From the anomaly.
Is it still stable?
I believe so, at least relatively. Nonetheless, we should remain focused on finding a torpedo if we hope to do so before the anomaly collapses.
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here, guys. If I step out to the light, I pretty much get incinerated fast as anything. Just a mess already.
Operational status report. Delta Squad operating at minimum capability. Activation pods are offline. Delta Actual and Delta 9. KIA. Delta 13. MIA. Delta 6. Active, but unable to perform reboot protocols. If you are receiving, forward to Titan Command with authentication code Gamma 782.
Apollo, should we respond?
Negative. The interference is still too great. Nonetheless, I will continue monitoring the situation. Shields at 95%. There is a faint distress signal emitting from a cavern just ahead. Its frequency is similar to Delta 6's earlier transmission. We should investigate. Frequency similarities between the distress signal and Delta 6 cannot be a coincidence. We need to investigate. Distress signal located.
It's a CubeSat, one of Delta Squad's recon units.
It appears to be in need of our support. Your armament should not cause the ticks to break focus on the recon set. We are safe to engage.
Delta Unit, I'm picking up your signal in proximity to Reconnaissance Satellite 3.
Hi.
Is that you, 13?
It is.
Or was it Jack?
Jack, we have insufficient time for complications. We should keep our relation to this combat unit as simple as possible. I will conduct all communication with you privately, and I must insist we maintain the persona of Delta 13.
Very well, Apollo. Delta 6, this is Delta 13. I read you. ReconSat 3 was engaged by multiple hostiles. I moved to assist.
I see. 13. Your return is peculiar, but appreciated. It appears ReconSat 3 would not have survived its perimeter sweep without your aid. Though, what is your status? Is your pod operational?
Affirmative. All systems nominal. Rally at your position?
Acknowledged. ReconSat 3 will lead the way. Destination, Kronos 2 Bridge. I will require your assistance in assessing the bio-torpedoes.
Acknowledged. We are en route. 13 out.
Well done, Jack. Your replication of tactical speech was convincing.
My experiences with Liv have taught me many things. It would appear that improvisation is one of the most useful.
Agreed.
Another pod.
I will ensure that a similar tactical error is not made with our pod.
How?
I am an advanced tactical AI. Between situational analysis, predictive heuristics, and extensive experience, I am confident my results will exceed those of my ancestors.
Great kid. Wait. Oh, there we go. Shoot, I think I should be close by now.
It appears you have arrived here intact. Well done.
We need to locate the torpedoes as soon as possible.
Thank you, Delta 6. We should continue our mission immediately.
Agreed. Primary objective: threat assessment of the hostile devices. Secondary objective: establish a warning beacon for passing vessels.
You are unable to reboot, correct? Perhaps I should take the primary objective.
Agreed. A further encounter with the bio-torpedoes would likely result in operational failure on my part. However, I can still provide some assistance. By leveraging the Kronos 2 systems, I have already performed the sensor sweep. In doing so, I have identified a large number of active torpedoes in a nearby clearing. The results are available here on the holotape if you wish to review them.
Can you push the objective to my ARM computer?
Affirmative. I've also included the clearing's coordinates as the associated location marker, should you need it.
Acknowledged.
You may proceed from here to reach the clearing. I will begin efforts toward our secondary objective shortly. Report back here once you have completed your assignment.
Copy that.
Interference from the Astraeus radiation will continue beyond the arrival of the Ithaca. It is unlikely Delta 6's secondary objective will be accomplished.
We are fortunate to have their assistance, though. Locating torpedoes has saved us considerable time.
Agreed. The alignment of our objectives is fortunate indeed.
Delta 6, you reactivated Kronos 2 sensors to obtain these readings.
Correct. As you know, the R&D priority protocol indicates we must collect detailed information firsthand. These readings are merely a foundation for your assessment.
Of course.
Oh, this looks like fun.
Farewell, my friends.